Alright, hello everyone, welcome back. Here with more GregTech New Horizons. I would have done it yesterday, but I was exhausted. I was exhausted today too. So I'm just now getting time to really do things, so I'm probably not going to be going too long. I want to try and get the Kanthal coils. And if I have time, I might relocate the benzene setup because it needs to move, but probably not going to do the oil this stream. Oh, I did rip out the remnants of the old oil setup. As you can see, it no longer exists. And yeah, this is what we might move right here, kind of clean it up a little bit. So, this is still going strong here. I haven't really done anything to it. It's just working, so that's a good sign that I built the cobble works correctly. It's not the cleanest thing in history, but it doesn't need to be. It just needs to work. So that's really all that matters. And I have not mined the mica vein yet, so I do need to go do that. So that's going to be the very first thing we do is mine the mica vein out. Let's see, we don't need that. We do need those, and we don't need either of these in here. We're just going to use that. Let's see, did I set one for the mica? Yes. Okay, so this is going to be first task is mine all the mica out. So let's double check where it is in the vein real quick. So I forget exactly. Let's see. Vein stats, here we go. Secondary, okay. And what's it look like? Pulsite, cassiterite. Right there. Okay, so it's kind of more down towards the bottom, so... And I kind of really don't care that much about the top part of the vein, so I'm just not even going to mine it. I don't know how much of this I'm going to have to mine, but I'm going to mine what I can for now. Oh, that's not fun. Yeah. Let's see. Need to fix that little problem. Best bet is going to be just mine a little bit more out and hop up here and deal with the problem directly. There we go. And should probably do that. Otherwise, this is potentially going to be a nightmare. So let's just go this way for now. It looks like right about here-ish is going to be the edge of the vein. Ah, flippin' gravel. Oh, jeez. Everyone knows how much I love gravel. Keyword I do not. It's a pain. Go away, gravel. That is a lot of obsidian right there. That's probably the roguelike. Alright, we need to deal with the water as well. And just deal with this problem really quickly. There we go. Fixed. Alright, how much mica do I have? Okay, it's the one that looks like the small pebbles. It's not too bad. Alright. Let's see, we're gonna need mica insulator foil. How much of this do we need? 8 per coil, 12, 20. Let's see, we're just gonna have to go directly to Kanthal coil blocks. We need 12 per. Oh my. So 1 plate gets 4, of course. But it takes 4 mica-based sheets to get 4, plus silicon dioxide. Okay. Go away, Enderman, I saw that. 4 pulp and an asbestos. This is why I kept the asbestos right here. And that's an LV forming press. Okay, I think we made an MV. That's fine, though. And this is just mica dust and raw rubber dust. Okay. Yeah, so it's not that hard to make. We don't need too much of the stuff. I really don't want to spend that long in this roguelike area if I don't have to. For very, very obvious reasons. It's dangerous in here. Okay, that looks like that's the edge right there. Yep. So mica veins are usually pretty small. Alright, this ender butt problem is gotta go away, unfortunately for them. And the mini ender butts are the worst. Because they like to teleport away a lot easier than the adult ones. That's also why I'm not getting crazy with mine in Spain. I just want to get it out of the way and get the coil upgrades done, because I am going to keep the Cooper coils, obviously, but we're going to upgrade the EBFs to the Kanthal. Probably use the Cooper if I need more EBFs for something that just don't need to go super fast. Or if, like, Pyrolyse Oven and things like that, if I need them. How was I not suffocating there? That's unusual. What? Huh. Okay. That shouldn't take that much, I don't think. How much we got here? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8.5 stacks. That's probably enough, honestly. God, I don't need to do home new anymore. Just slash home works. Let's get rid of all the garbage. Yeah, those are fine in there. I really don't care right now. I still gotta sort all this out. It's gonna take forever, and I really don't feel like doing it right now. Okay, let's see. Crushed mica ore. It doesn't matter how it's processed, it just gets more mica either way, so... Huh. So yeah, we probably do crush it. Yep. In this form, yeah. I'd get more if I silk touch the ores, too, in certain cases. But then you lose the fortune, which is why you get the double here. So it's, in the end, it's better to not use silk touch. You're getting a 5% chance, potentially 4 times, rather than just doubling overall. It's usually like 2 point something X the resources, typically. So let's see, thermal centrifuge and macerator. Macerator and centrifuge is probably fine here, honestly. So we're not going to get this because of lack of HV, and there's no way that I can get 2 goes at it. So we'll just macerate it again and then chuck it in the centrifuge afterwards. All right, let's put the raw mica in there. We might as well process the cassiterite and other junk here. Pulsite kyanite I don't care about. Crushed mica right here. Cassiterite and silver, sure. Cassiterite again. Yeah, I really don't care about those ores at the moment, so... But I do like how the redo is coming along, though. It's pretty nice. Yeah, I just moved the cells and stuff over here, where they were just, like, right here or so. And then there was some, like, right here. Because, yeah, you can see how slow this is. It's 37.5 seconds per ingot. So, like, that's decently fast in terms of EBF land, but still could be faster. And especially certain things, I believe, like stainless and all that is a lot faster if I use Kanthal coils. And there's better recipes for other things, too, if you use Kanthal. So it's very much worth it. Alright, and then we can come over here and just drop that in there. And we'll just put this crushed cassiterite right back through. Alright. How's this doing? It's actually done. Wow. That's impressive. Let's see, we can't process stone dust in this, which is a bummer, but certain things can be. And yeah, this is still going. It's getting there. It's got 327 left. I might have to do some more mercury cells, but that's not a big deal. It will be nice to have access to all that stuff when I do need it. Let's just put those there. Yeah, I still need to get these sorted. I'm thinking what I might do is condense a lot of these into like quad drawers and then just put 4 obby upgrades on them. Oh, it's essentially like 32k per order. I think that would be ideal just to cut the amount of space the drawer wall takes. Because the drawer wall needs to die, honestly. It's pretty bad. But yeah, the plan for the benzene setup is to kind of move it like over here-ish in this general area. And then we'll kind of snake the benzene pipe like up to the wall here and go up and over and down, just so it's a lot cleaner than it currently looks. So, let's see here. Yeah, because you can see we're basically right above the charcoal right here. We'll just do it this way. This is fine. Yeah. I don't want to get too fancy with it. Because it's just a benzene setup. It's nothing special. Back. Let's see. That's a bit small. We're gonna have to go a little bigger. We're just gonna go the whole way. Should be fine. Doesn't match up perfectly with the rest of it, but it's alright. I don't think we did over here either. Nope. And the biggest thing anyway is that it gets me to not having everything disorganized, which is always good. There we go. Let's check on our mica real quick. See how it's doing here. This is still going. How much is in there? It's getting there. So we're gonna put a little bit of it in here. And we're gonna put a little bit of it in here. How are we doing? 2 silver and a ton of cassiterite still, yeah. Okay, impure mica dust. We can go ahead and that. The cassiterite dust, let's see. Can we get extra 10 by doing anything silly here? Just centrifuge it. Okay. And it's the same with the mica. We just centrifuge it all. It's really, really fast in this thing. So. Alright, let's just give it all cassiterite on this side. We'll do all the mica over here. Alright, how are we looking? 78. So what I'm going to do is that, just to force it to process what I already have. Because that's probably enough. Yeah, like you can see, we got a ton of mica just from that. You can use this for a sodium aluminate, or you can mica pulp, which is what we want. We need raw rubber dust. That's going to be fun. Yep. We're going to have to go get some rubber. This amount of raw rubber dust I have is non-existent, pretty much. I got a whopping 2. 2 is not going to cut it here. So let's go get some. Unless we have some slime somewhere. I'm pretty sure we don't. We do not. Okay. Well. Alright, let's go deal with this problem. And the centrifuges are just going to be working on slime for a while. The only bummer about these trees is the leaves don't like to start decaying automatically when I use the lumber axe. Probably because they're just weird leaves, is my guess. And the fact that slime blocks are not logs, so I think it just doesn't even try to trigger the leaf decay. That's probably what it is. It's just going out on a hunch, knowing how parts of the game work. You have to kind of manually break one to get it to be like, oh, you want me to break these? Oh, it's still a bit of a pain, but nothing impossible to deal with. Can't wait until I can get SBR going. It's gonna be so much better than having to deal with trees, even. Granted, these are still vastly superior to IC2 rubber, because IC2 rubber is just pain, honestly. It's like no game I don't want to have to go around and tree tap spots randomly and keep regrowing trees until you get lucky. It's such an annoying mechanic early on before you get slime and an extractor. I think it's even better with the centrifuge, though, just because of the free refined glue from it. I need to move the animals over at some point, too. Need to make a barn for that. Just get all of them moved over so the issues with things like leather and all that don't become huge problem. Of course, there's a lot of stuff in terms of farming that I need to go catch up on anyway. While I'm here, I might as well go ahead and grab this. So I believe I need the slime dirt. I think I never actually like fully finished it. Where is it at here? I think it's in Steam, yeah. Yeah, I need a blue slime dirt. Okay. And well, it's not hard to get up here and just snatch one from the bottom of this. Let's see, we need to actually use a shovel here. There we go. Alright, these actually do anything? Book of Biomes from Witchery. Not really. I guess we'll just get 8. I don't want to get out of there before I get King Slimed. That would not be ideal. Not that high up, I'm still gonna die. If I do that. Oh wow, more trees already. It sure doesn't take long. This is one of the nice parts about those. They grow very quickly. Alright. Let's see here. Yep. Get a centrifuge. All of this. Let's just put it all in this centrifuge. Let's see, I'm pretty sure these have to be extracted, yeah. Oh, we'll just save them for now. Because if I really, really want to expand that, I got plenty of saplings to do it. Okay, here we go. Let's put in all the mica first. You know what? We're gonna put the cassiterite in this one. Just so the mica starts working very quickly. Alright. Raw rubber. Mica, mica, mica. Okay. So it glitched. Yeah. There we go. It does that sometimes. What are you stuck on? Not enough fluid output space. Well then. Avoid excess fluid then, because I do not care. There we go. Alright, you need to go in the mixer. On what? Mica-based pulp is 2. There we go. And this needs to go into a forming press with asbestos on 1. Which our forming press just happens to be right here. So let's go grab that asbestos ore. Where's my asbestos dust? there we go. This is where there could be utility in having a multi-block steam mixer for things like this. If I need to make a large batch, it might be worth it, because this is not exactly the fastest thing ever. It's not slow by any means, but we need 12 of these, like, per thing. Still not the fastest thing out there. All right, mica sheets and silicon dioxide and the alloy smelter. Let's go grab some silicon dioxide real quick. Or not. Let's set that to active with signal. All right. Can we get silicon dioxide from centrifuging this? Not directly. I think it's from this stuff, right? We can just use quartzite in place of it. Okay, never mind then. You can go back to always active. Yoink and yoink. Okay, I'm gonna leave one in there just so it always has one, just in case it gets screwy, because I need to put like limited item filters in there and everything. And I need to make sure we're not doing a circuit. Nope. Okay, we are making mica sheets. Good. Want to make sure that's not going to turn it into glass, because then we would be having to wait for quite some time. And there's all this I got to deal with too. How are we looking over here? We are done. We're almost done over here, so not too concerned about that. All right, let's get all our junk in here. Mica first, of course, and then cassiterite and silver. Holy moly, that's a lot of rubber. And that's why we use slime trees right here. It makes so much rubber. Like it's actually silly how much rubber it just throws out there, and how little effort it is to actually do that. Let me go and put all of these in there. All right. So these mica insulator sheets, need to go here to make mica insulator foil. So one in a bending machine, and they're done already. So, and they go. You should be pretty fast. All right, then we need to figure out how many of these I need, and I just deleted them from the list by accident, like a goofball. Molten copper nickel we need, and looks like 8 2x Kanthal wires per coil. How many do we need for 2 EBFs here? Let's see, 6, 10, 16, 26. Okay. Cooper nickel right there, but I may have some already. Nope. Alright. Oh, we're gonna have to make some. And we'll get some empty cells here. These are good enough. Okay. What else did I need? Kanthal, where is it? Right here. I'm gonna grab that other 16 just in case. Alright, need to get this stuff in the fluid machine here. Okay, that's pushing through a decent amount of foil already. Making sheets, that's making pulp in large amounts. Good. Alright, you can go in there. That'll be really fast. Yeah. Alright, we need to get this down the fluid extractor. Did I make an MV one? It is not out here. I must have used it. Alright, we'll just use the LV one. Unless we can't. We cannot. Okay. Frick. Let's hope I have an MV fluid extractor. Otherwise, we're kind of doomed here. That's a problem. Yeah. Yeah, I got a fluid solidifier. Uh-oh. Okay, you know what? You're mine. Give me that. We'll just borrow this one for now. Let's babysit this really quick. There we go. Let's just take this electrolyzer out because I don't have a turbine there, or do I? I have a turbine, I can do it. Yep, I have a turbine. Good. Alright. We're saved. Not even gonna set up output here, because we just need to melt this. That's literally it. Okay. We need to take this PE, get it there. I'm not even gonna bother like doing much. We'll just fluid auto output this straight into here. Nothing fancy about it. Alright, now we need to do our Kanthal wire. Just making sure I did not make any already. I don't believe I did. Nope. Okay. I have not made a better wire mill, so we get the crappy wire mill. That might take a bit, unfortunately. Let's see, what's it take to melt the Kanthal? Just one on Cooper nickel coils. We'll just throw it in the mix, I guess. So this is, in fact, on one, so it'll be perfectly okay. That's still going. So I'm gonna have to be quick about maneuvering that thing when I go to move it around. Need to be very, very quick. Okay, Kanthal coils need 3. So now as the wire finishes, we can just start dumping it in there. Perfect. Yeah, that's gonna be super, super nice. Let's make an insulator sheet. Needs to break down the foil. And then the rest of this we just babysit for a while. Another stack goes in there. Let's see. This was no, that's not what I was doing. Want the sand. Let's see. Alloy, nope. Not that, not that. Uh, 8 of those goes to 3 in the electrolyzer. Yeah. Okay. And this process is just really slow, which is why it's not building up any excess there. Yeah. Otherwise, it would be a lot faster than what it's doing. So what we could do here is go ahead and start moving the benzene over. Let's see, we need to move the coal line. So we're gonna have to go over here, kick these off real quick, because I don't want to risk anything by not getting it set up fast enough. We'll do this while the other stuff works. There. And then there. That, and that, and that. Okay, that way we can get a bunch of this moving over this way, like it needs to be. Get up there. You know you want to. Come on. Ah, we're so close. I wish these piston boots went just a little bit higher. Like, just a hair higher would be really, really nice. It's too low still. What a bummer. Uh, Wait, I'm going the wrong freaking way. What am I doing? It needs to come out of here, not go in. I don't know what I was thinking there. And it needs to work its way over here. Alright, let's go put in more of the wire. More of it should be done by now. And that can stop fluid auto outputting. That should be plenty of that. I don't think it's going to take anywhere near that amount, honestly. So it doesn't really take too much of the mica insulator foil. Alright, so we need to get a line up here. Let's swap out of this for a pickaxe. So yeah, we need to get this line. Instead of going over there, it's just going to go right here, basically. Yeah. Perfect. Now move it over. Now we can get rid of that for this time being here. So let's grab our dolly. Move the goods over. Where are they at here? Okay. That will work. Okay. And this is just ashes, so we'll just move this like wholesale. And I don't care if we're avoiding a bunch of this. The alarm is going to blare here. There we go. Okay, so we are going to do this like so. Two, three. Then we can just go underneath it. we're gonna go extract black, always active and round robin. We're just gonna go insert black. Ah, you're gonna be kidding me. Come on, get up there. Okay, it's like there's nothing wrong there. All right, so we need to go output side. Let's just go up top. Yep, and these are going to start filling up. All right, so our fluid extract right here to wood tar. Yep. And then this goes into a distillery on 3. No need to use these. We can just use conduit. Where'd they go? There they are. And I also want to upgrade the benzene tank to be a lot bigger than it is. It's going to upgrade to a super tank. Like, I'll have to go craft another one, so we'll slap this one in there just to start. Alright, so let's get our power in there. Okay, we're making wood tar again. So this has to go to the distillery on 3. Let's see, how can we do this here? We need to decide where this is going to go. Probably like over here or something. That's my guess. So we'll probably go like this. And then we'll have our distillery here. So let's see, this has no solid outputs, so all we got to do is set the circuit to 3, and it should just work. Then we can use any old bronze pipe here. Doesn't need to be fast, obviously. Then we want fluid auto output on all 3. Perfect. Let's just start going into this. This will just self-feed, basically. We're going to wrench that to the bottom and say fluid auto output there. Now we just need to hook up a gas turbine. We'll just siphon it directly off the tank like we were before. Okay, I should already have one with an LV pump on it. Let's siphon it off this side right here. Yeah. And then we'll just run it like right along next to this, down and over. But I can barely see that. There we go. Alright, so that's going to be the one that gets the pump on it. We just need to relocate it. Doesn't have to be fast because these things just sip benzene. It hardly uses anything, really. You can start exporting there. Okay, that should be going again. Now we just gotta hook it up to the turbine right here. And this should start going up again once the turbine fills up. So now we need to get our redstone line hooked up here to our howler alarm. Seven. Okay. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we'll go 7. Let's go 7 right here. No, let's go 7 right here. That works. Yeah, and then we just do that. Have our override lever there. That right there. And our light there. And howler right here. Let's test it. Works. Perfect. Right. There's the benzene fixed. Except for this right here. That I just noticed. There we go. Alright. Fixed. This should be going up rapidly. It is. This should be staying full if I have it hooked up right. I do not, apparently. So we need to figure out why that's not hooked up right. But I think for now we can go ahead and turn the EBFs back on. This way we're not losing too much processing time. Okay, why are you not filling up here? Mm-hmm. 3.45, 44, 3.50. There we go. Now it's filling back up. Eventually, I'll switch all of this out to better pipes. But this does the job for now, so. Then, yeah, this is where it's going to be our oil. I need to make another batch of super tanks. And this just needs to go away. There. Because yeah, eventually we'll redirect that up to over here where we're going to do our oil setup. Probably going to be like somewhere out over here, if not over this way. I'm thinking most likely it'll be over this way. And then, like, I'll take this, I'll run it along the outer wall here and around. But that'll be for next stream, more than likely. So I still don't think I'm going to get to it today. Let's see. Not with how exhausted I am. That's for sure. Let's put more mica foil in there. Yeah, so you get so much of this mica-based pulp, it's just crazy. It really is. This is the only thing it's used for, so I may as well just go all out on the stuff. Just make as much as I can, you know? Because we're gonna need a ton of that stuff in the future. We got 10 coils. We need, what was it, 26? Yeah, 26 for 2 EBFs. And should be 46 for... Let me double count that just to be sure. So if I can get enough for 4, that would be obviously really nice, but I don't know if the benzene setup's going to sustain it, so you may have to run it half benzene, half steam, which would mean I'd need to make another batch of dark steel to get huge dark steel pipe over here to be able to run that. Or at the very least, large dark steel pipe. Okay, so 6, 10, 16, 20, 26. So 30, 36, 40, 46. Yep. Okay, because this is where the edge is right here. Though, once I get into HV, the upgrade from there probably won't take that long either, so it may not even be worth making that much, because nichrome coils are just HV assembler. And, well, that's not really that hard to make, honestly. So, let's see. We do need the freezing here, obviously. Yeah. Like, you absolutely have to have a vacuum freezer, so. But yeah, this stuff's really simple to make. It's nothing. You need HV energy hatches, but that's basically it. Those, I imagine, shouldn't be that hard, right? Helium coolants. Yeah, we just have to get helium, basically. LPICs are easy. Energetic alloy. Yeah, it's really not that hard. This is energetic alloy. It's just conductive iron, gold, and black steel. Or you can just do it all in one shot like this. Once you have an HV mixer. So it's not too much work to get to nichrome, honestly. It's really not. Capillary exchange. What the hell is that? We don't need this until like way late, so just flatten it all. I do not care. All right. Milligan 23. We're almost there. All right. Okay, yep, that's back to full. That's working. Mm-hmm. We need to get the ashes out. So I may need to modify this setup just slightly here. Yeah. I think I do need to modify it just ever so slightly. Because I don't have drawer controllers yet, or I could just push it up in here. You know what? Let's just push it up in here. That's fine. I waste a couple of these. Once I get a drawer controller, I can just put it in there. Or I'll just reconfigure it off camera. I'll figure something out. Either way, it's an easy fix. Let's insert on light gray. There, and we need to go down again. Alright, I just need something to stand on here. Oh, not like that, though. Let me just set this to extract on light gray and always active. We don't need to round robin any of it. So. All right, our coil blocks should be done now. So let's go do this real quick, kick these off. Okay, done and done. Frick. The downsides of an HV mana steel wrench, it's too fast for its own good sometimes. Okay. So update structure just to be sure it works and kick that sucker on. All right, these are still going to be 37.5 seconds for this stuff, but it should get faster for certain other things because we can unlock better recipes. So now that we're doing HV here on Kanthal coils, can't we get an easier steel ingot recipe? If I remember right. Let's see. Or is it EV? No, it's EV. Okay. There was one thing that I wanted that's like really, really easy to do in Kanthal coils. I forget what it was. Was it stainless? Let's see. No. I'd have to look it up. There was something I wanted to do this for, like, that's perfect for the upgrade. I forget what it was. At least it's out of the way now. So. Like, any improvement in the EBF is always welcome. That was weird there. A little bit of a glitch. Probably Angelica again. Does that sometimes. Nothing like super crazy, but it does tend to glitch out fairly often when you're doing silly things like that. Alright, where did I put my builder's wand at? There it is. So it is way faster. Alright, we are good to go. I'll just have to make a super tank for that. To completely finish it off. Let's see, ashes right here. I need to consolidate the ashes by just processing all these. Because I already have ashes being produced by the benzene. So I don't need 2 things of ashes. Honestly. Oh, I did something dumb here. You probably see what I did dumb there. I turned the inserts off by accident. Whoops. Alright, at least I caught that before the alarm started blowing up. So, no harm done there. This is going back up, right? Yes, it is. Perfect. Alright, well, that's today's goal accomplished, basically. So, that was the main thing I wanted to get done. So, let's see what else I can do real quick. I have a ton of iron. Oh boy. Well then. Well, here we go. Alright, upgrade it again. Anyone wants 65,000 iron ingots? Yep, here we go. I could probably take this one and move it over here. Honestly, I... I'll take this cassiterite dust and just go ahead and throw it on in here. No point in not doing it. Need to babysit this. Yet again. This still needs wire. But I think we're gonna hold off now. Alright, I'm just gonna store it in there for the moment. We'll put our molten polyethylene back in there and kick this off. I tend to like keeping polyethylene in there, just because it's used in so much of the stuff I've been having to craft lately. Okay, this is officially out of mica dust now. Is there any more? Oh yeah, there is. I want to go ahead and process all of this. Just get it out of the way, honestly. Cassiterite is nice. Alright, let's take our wall rubber over here. Yeah, 1,000 rubber from that. It's like, it's that fast. So, it's really, really nice. 10 and 10. Well, we can take our copper nickel coils and put them in here. So yeah, we actually got 65 copper nickel coils, so we could build a couple more EBFs just on copper nickel and just run them in MV for various things that don't need to go fast. Or we can try and get things like pyrolysis oven and all of that, which I do have parts for the pyrolysis oven in progress. I just never finished making it because I didn't have all the supplies at the time. And by then I had already went all the way in on advanced coke ovens, so I didn't bother finishing it. But yeah, this is working perfectly. So that's good to see. Let's go get this mica up here. As there is no point in not just going all out with it. Yeah, 392 mica-based sheets. Already. Alright. How much can we get done before the alloy smelter runs out of the quartzite dust? That is the question. I'll have to do some manual silicon dioxide at some point. Let's do that. I'm gonna refill the mercury cells here real quick too. Just to get that done and out of the way. Here's more insulator foil. Just stick it on in here. Along with all this crap, I gotta figure out something to do with all this junk. So my storage is still really, really bad. Well, let's go grab some mercury real quick. And there we go. Alright, this is almost done. It's down to 237. It's making good progress, at least. Alright, that should do its job there. Yeah. Hello. There it goes. Okay. It just took it a second there to kick in. Alright, I'll probably go ahead and convert the rest of this to foil because there's no point in me not doing that. Like, yeah, it takes up more space, but it gets the process done like ahead of time, so I don't have to wait on it when I inevitably need a ton of these things. Eh. We're at 8. There we go. That uses up exactly what I can afford. So the rest of it, I'll just process into the mica sheets. And I'll have to manually do some quartzite or silicon dioxide. I'll probably just do silicon dioxide, honestly. So stuff's easy to get. And yeah, we'll process the rest of this junk and get it done. 30 and 30. Just babysit this. It's gonna be so nice when that's all the way done. No idea. And let's see, how bad is the stainless dust? Because I could very much use some more stainless right now. Iron, nickel, manganese, chrome, or iron, invar, manganese, chrome. Iron, nickel, and manganese. The manganese is the one I'm worried about. Yeah, you can see my dark steel supply is running out pretty quick. 189 left versus like 700 of all the others. And that's purely because of this beast of a pipe that goes all the way down here to the end of these. How's this doing? It's coming along good. Yeah, we got a decent supply of ruby. See, how bad is ruby juice? Real quick, I might be able to go ahead and get that set up, depending on what it requires. Because I think I got a little bit of gallium. Wasn't it like 9 or something like that? I might be able to make a teeny tiny bit. Not a lot, but right here, actually. And there are processes for sapphire and green sapphire too. So I don't know how much of a use those will be, but probably just as good, I'd imagine. So tiny piles of sodium hydroxide and HCl cells. Ugh. Then ruby juice to aluminum hydroxide and chrome. Okay. All right, so museum vanadium, iron, aluminum hydroxide, HCl. That's sapphire juice. Here it is. Aluminum hydroxide, chrome, iron dust, vanadium dust, magnesium dust, and HCl. Okay. And then the ruby juice. Yeah. Yeah, so the ruby juice just gets pumped into an MV centrifuge. Okay, that's not too bad. Okay, this is made in a mixer with any kind of like crushed or purified ruby ore. So. Unfortunately, no ruby dust by itself, which is a huge bummer there. But yeah, this gives you that, and then you get the HCl back out when you process that. So we need MV centrifuge and an MV mixer, and then a packager here to do this. We would have to package these down. Okay, so it's not too bad, because we want the tiny piles, and you'd use the dust schematic to do it. Just like I did in the old setup over here for the clay automation. Because the mud gives small piles. I would just have to get the schematic to do tiny piles. It shouldn't be that bad. Let's see. Mixer takes 2 MV circuits. Okay. And centrifuge takes 4. So we would need 6 MV circuits for those. And this can just be done at LV. Yeah. Okay, so 6 MV circuits. Can we even get that? Yellow clay. Right. Where did I put it? To find what I did with the goods here. Where did I put the gallium? Here it is. Gallium arsenic. Yep. Okay. So let's see. LV integrated circuits and good integrated circuits. It's these flipping diodes that are the problem because of the gallium arsenide dust. But we can also use raw wafers to do it, which is kind of nice. Where the real fun is going to come is the SMD components. So, can we do SMD diodes? Resistors are the only ones we can make easily, but... Oh, hey, they fixed that. Finally. It's how NEI was saying, like any, or you couldn't tell which one was going to give SMDs and which one was going to give regulars in the recipes, because it would just blink between all of them for any of the outputs. That's good that they fixed that. That was annoying, honestly. Tantalum wire and carbon dust. Ugh. Electrum wire and carbon dust. How bad is tantalum? It can't be that bad, right? It's a chemical bath recipe. HV Kanthal. Yeah, this was why I wanted it right here. This is exactly it. Yeah. Vein stats. Space mining. You. How do we get tantalum here? Tantalite. Here we go. Tantalite is in the overworld, 20 to 30 with grossular spessartine and pyrolusite, so that's how I could find it. So I have those from other veins, or it's in the nether. Okay. And there's also the, yeah, that's the manganese version of it, and then there's the pyrolusite, but that's only on Io and Miranda, so... So yeah, it's mainly just this. Either find it in the overworld or nether. Just kind of take my pick. I may have already found it in the nether. I don't remember. But I kind of don't have a nether portal right now, so I'd have to do the sulfur home. Let's see. Just seeing if I had found it yet. Molybdenum. Tetrahedrite. No, it does not look like I did, unfortunately. Oh well. Yeah, I need to mine up more of the sulfur eventually too. Mainly for the zinc, because zinc is going to become a bit of a problem if I don't. So, let's see, can we get that stuff yet? 5 hobby, 5 hobby. I'd have to bring my ironwood pick. Okay. Well, it was worth a try. Just double checking that. Mica is all done. Let's babysit that. Get our mica dust in here. Our mica pulp. So then just go ahead and pre-process as much as possible here. Because I can always just throw it into a thing. Alright, so we need 9 gallium, 9 arsenic dust. Okay, so SMD diodes. Can we even try for SMD diodes? Fine platinum gallium arsenide dust makes a stack of diodes. Otherwise, it's just regular old crap diodes. Okay. All right. Is it officially rabbit hole time? I think it's rabbit hole time. Let's do this. Platinum ingot. 3 platinum metallic powder dust gets 2 nuggets. How hard is it to compress nuggets? ULV. Okay. We can just fluid extract that crap at MV. Well, you know where this is going. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we can just do it in the alloy smelter, too. I knew making platinum metallic powder early was going to come in handy. I knew it. It's like, this is why we do things like this. 9 stacks? Yeah, 9 stacks on 1. All right. Well, let her rip. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 stacks on 1. That'll get me 2 stacks of ingots right there. So, yep, it's going. 15 seconds, too. It's pretty darn quick. Nice. Heck yeah. That's gonna make the diode situation so much less awful. Because gallium is currently like my worst freaking nightmare come true. So, anything that makes gallium arsenide less awful is good in my book. Gallium arsenide is a massive pain in the butt. Let's see. Gallium arsenide crystal. This is 2 gallium arsenide dust in the EBF with oxygen. Can we just mix this or no? Nope, of course not. Why would we be able to do that? Boo. Well. Okay, let's go you and you. I don't know if they're going to kick over to that or not. No, they're not. They're going to try and do platinum. Okay, gallium arsenide crystal, good. Okay. Let's just put it all in here so it doesn't despawn. It's like, oh, this is going to be so nice. You have no idea. So much better. Because now I can make a ton of MV circuits. Out of the tiniest bits of gallium arsenide. Not that I can't just spam out diodes with wafers all day long. Because I got plenty of wafers and molten polyethylene to go around. That's really not a problem. It is not beyond me to just do this recipe right here, honestly. I mean, this is cheap. These are not hard to make. And this is basically free. So, it's like, hey, it's a case of if it works, it works. You know? Oh, I've been muted. Oh, whoops. Second time I've done that in like the last week. Whoopsies. But yeah, trying to go for transistors. I don't know how long I've been muted. And let's just get this platinum processing. Yeah, this is coming along really good now. It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna mass produce these SMD resistors and everything. Super, super useful. Okay, now what do we have here? That is 10 volt, right? 10 bolts and what here? 10 bolts and diodes. All right, let's do a little bit more of those just for now. And we'll store the platinum wire over here. Yeah, if I can get almost to HV circuits here, that'll be really, really nice. Okay, is it trying to do poly-SI? Yep, perfect. Alright, these are going to take a bit. I need to make sure the coolant machine is set up. I don't think it is. Let's see, chemical bath is in use right now by this, so yeah, I'll have to hold off on that part, but shouldn't be too bad at least. But yeah, I'll hold off on that, so I'll probably go ahead and end stream here just because it's just a waiting game at this point, so yeah. And next New Horizons stream, we'll get the oil automation set back up like proper, and then we'll work towards HV circuits and stuff, and Ruby juice. All right, thank you everyone for watching. Have a great rest of your night. I will see you on the next one. All right, bye everyone.